And hello and welcome to another entry. It is April 26, 2011, and it's time for another garden visit, and this time another lunchtime garden visit. So again, a little bit different looking in the sunlight since it's pretty near the top, if not quite all the way there. Having done the planting last Friday, this first visit after that is simply the new planting, I should say, to go with the old one. This visit is basically just to do a little watering and nothing more. I've just pretty much done that now, and then I need to head out and get out of here. I actually have to quickly eat lunch, then off to a doctor's appointment. So busy day, and then I have to go back for another thing that's happening at work, and full day. But in any event, for right now, so what you're seeing here is just up front are, again, the roses themselves, still just going along with the Society Garlic. Nothing major note here, simply we do have another couple of wonderful looking blooms coming out. A very nice one over here as well. And then over here we've got a few coming up and along, and then sort of stepping over. And looking at the small one here, as you can see, a few one coming up as well. And Society Garlic, as noted, blossoming as it does. So we have quite a few of the purple flowers coming out there, and there'll be more along the way. So just a matter of watering and keeping an eye on them. Similarly, the artichoke, the two small ones, more or less there, some little watering done, but the big one just exploding all over the place. So we'll see how soon we start getting some of the more actual artichoke stalks and things like that, but that won't be for some time to come, I figure, yet. But despite all the many ants that thrive in the place, it is still doing fine, so good on it. So that takes us to the area where a lot of new planting was done and a lot of things are going. As you can see, it's a nicely mixed bag between the stuff that was already thriving and then the stuff that we have just planted and probably won't be showing for a little while yet. Cross our fingers on that. So again, over here where the beans unfortunately took a tumble thanks to slug invasions and things like that, we've got a little thing set up right here just to sort of what we got planted in here. Cannot remember exactly what went in where. It's in the edition last time, I'm sure I mentioned that, but we've got the plantings going in here. The peppers, I remember right. We planted the sweet peppers, banana peppers down in here as well as over in here. And then here I believe we planted, I don't think we planted the leeks here. We might have planted some other peppers here, but again, I can double check. We've got stuff going there. The paper white and gladioli otherwise just sort of staggering along in a good way. Over here, the edamame, the main spot that's been thriving, which we've kept under the cage to give it some extra protection, doing just fine. The sort of ones that have been coming along not quite as good, but still doing reasonably well from what I can tell right here. The ones that have come out, there do appear to be some other things blossoming up that's not edamame. That might well be an old tomato plant or tomato seed that's starting to sort of come back up, in which case, okay, we'll give it a go, and we'll see what happens this time. If that is the case, we do have plenty of planters for them, so we'll work on that as we do. Over here is where we had planted the greens, the Chinese green, the name of which I can never quite remember. So again, it was more a matter of just planting that in and seeing what happens there. And then here, the tulips, as you can see, the main two tulips have pretty much gone to ground at this point, lovely while they lasted. We do have some of the other ones there still coming along, but they may not be coming up a bit as much as more beyond that. However, we will probably have some new planting in here this upcoming week as well. The tomatoes, three main ones here, doing just fine, so give it a little while longer, and definitely that center one, and probably this one right here, will start being adjusted up and put them on the first round of the planters there, so encourage them to grow upwards. This one is coming along a little more slowly, but it is there, so we'll see where it goes there. Summer squash, doing fantastically. We can already tell it'll be pretty well a monster. It's already starting to just outgrow a bit of where we're keeping it, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And then over here, the tomato and potato plants that have come back up are doing just fine as well. They'll be coming along as they do. Radishes, despite all the nibblings that's been happening on them, we still got them. We've got quite a few there. In fact, I'll probably be snagging at least one or two more here to just sort of munch on before I go. Since they're pretty much ready to go, we'll probably be doing a lot of harvesting with these on Friday and maybe even potentially clear out the bed. We'll see. Over here where beans have been planted, quite a few of them, they're still very much in sort of lockdown mode for the moment. We'll see how they come. Bush beans. We have planted more of the atomic red carrots over here, as well as further beans planted over here, so we'll see how they go. And the rosemary, again, just very steadily coming along, so bless its heart that it's still doing that. So again, nothing really much to report. This is just simply showing what we've got. We do have plans for this Friday among some extra little planting we'll be doing. As you've probably seen at points along here, and this is, I can easily demonstrate it, the bark is sort of broken down almost pretty much to the lining, so we did need to get in some new bark. We're planning on bringing in at least a couple bags of that, and probably using that to sort of thicken in and fill in the areas and get a little bit sort of better looking around there. The actual walkways, these old sort of wooden things that we got ourselves mixed with stone over there, it's making do. I don't think we'll necessarily need to replace any, although a couple of the wooden boards have come a bit more loose with time, so maybe something somewhere along the line, maybe replacing some of the wooden ones with some of the stone ones, but that would require a little more planning and maybe investment, as it were, along the way. So we'll just have to see as we do. We'll powwow on that. So that'll be what's on tap for Friday. It'll be another, hopefully, full crew out here on Friday as well. So that'll be great to see. So with that in mind, I will wrap up here because, as I said, I'm on a time schedule today. Need to head on back, but there's where we stand right now, and more will be forthcoming. Talk to you all in a few days.